Hello, dear soul. Welcome to my version of Top 10 Curiosity Decks. You saw the hashtag and maybe you found my video because you searched for this hashtag. And I'm glad that you're here and that you are interested in my Top 10 Curiosity Decks. I'd like to begin with one little special treasure in my collection. And it's not really a divination tool or a deck. It's just a little box, which I bought after the last Christmas time in sale. And I saw this and I was drawn into the box. Well, it's gold. Yeah, it has a gold foil on it. So yeah, it's pretty interesting. And if you open this, you can get 30 little cards, which, well, were made as a gift card or something. But these are not cards where the message is just on the card. No, it's in the card. And this is something I want to show you, and this is why it's such a curiosity in my eyes, and I can't wait for next Christmas to use this in my oracle readings. And yeah, it's so nice, so cute, and that's why it's a curiosity, and I wanted to add this in my listing. The next thing is one deck I really love, and I do have it for a very, very long time. This is das Drachenorakel, the German version of Transforming Dragons by Sonia Café. And yeah, this is a deck, a dragon deck, which is full of, well, dragons, because it's a dragon deck, but these dragons are a negative energy. Each one of these dragons represent a negative habit, or, well, a negative energy and a bad habit of you. If you got this in a reading, then you these dragons mirror your in German you say Schweinehund. It's just your bad habit. Yeah, it's just something, a topic of shadow of your character. And this deck provides a solution to transform negative energies in yourself or bad habits you might have. And that's why this deck is so special to me. I do have it since I'm 14 or 15 or something. So yeah, around about 20 years this deck is at my side, and it's so in the face and on the point. I can't describe it better. It's really, really, the pictures seem to be very cute, and if children draw them, but the messages behind this deck, or each card, behind each card, are really a mirror. Yeah, a mirror, and sometimes oil which you put in fire, or the salt in your wound. So yeah, Gork. I love this deck. Yeah, it's out of print, but maybe you can get it on eBay or something. This is a curiosity for me because I don't know any deck or tarot which do the same. I know there are some shadow working decks out there, and how you can overcome your fears or negative energies or something, but it's in the guidebook, I think. Yeah, it's in the guidebook. It just gives you a hint, a topic of the dragon. It describes the character of the dragon and the an affirmation of the dragon depending on its character. And then on the other side in the guidebook you get hints. What is a trap behind each dragon? What is the chance to improve yourself if you got this dragon in your reading, and how you can transform this topic which the dragon gives you as a message. So it's pretty awesome, and I really like to use it. And that's why this is a treasure for me, which is a bit, yeah, it's a curiosity. Okay, the next one is a curiosity to me because it's so unbelievable big. And there it is. The Woman's Power Pack by Helga Baureis. I don't know if there was ever any English version of this deck because the guidebook is not showing this information. This print here is from 1997. I don't have it since then. I bought it on Vinted or eBay, I don't know. But it's pretty interesting. It's not really my typical art style I'd like to work with, and you can see how big the cards are, yeah. But it's a really nice deck to just look at the cards and pick one out which you're feeling at the moment most drawn to, or yeah, you try to shuffle it, and on the back of the cards there are the first answers or first meanings, how you could work with the topic, how you could or what you can do to work with it, or Übung. It gives you some advice what you could practice now to work on this topic, which you get with this card deck. And the guidebook is giving some deeper meanings of the cards, and is explaining why is this topic of the card maybe attached to you at the moment. And it's a deck to reconsider yourself and your life at the moment. It's it's a reflection, or it gives you the impulse to reflect yourself and to ask if you're on the right track. And it gives you some advice and a possible solution to handle the topic. And yeah, because it's so big, it's a curiosity to me. The next two decks I'm showing you together because I always, or nearly always, use them as a pair. I'm doing on my German channel quite regularly. Oh God, I do it in sometimes. I'm lost my words. Sorry. I do have a German channel where I give free readings, and one special spread is based on these two decks. It's called Angel or Devil, and it just shows what is good in your life at the moment and on which energy you should stick and work again with them. And on the other hand, is shown what is a negative energy or a bad habit at the moment and what should you transform in your life. And this is a very interesting and a very interesting and deep reading for the collective, and it's I do like this, and these decks are a curiosity for me because the author just went through old grimoires and medieval books and manuscripts to find all these angel names and pictures and put it together to one angel deck. And I've often seen angel tarot decks or angel oracles, and I have a lot of angel oracle decks. But every angel tarot deck I had in the past, I rehomed because it was too, I don't know how too girly, too pink, too, I don't know. In German you say kitschig. I don't know if there's a word for in English, but it doesn't matter. It's pretty clear, and I do like the artwork. I appreciate the messages. Sometimes it's a bit difficult to speak out to spell the names of the angels. For example, the Five of Cups card, Veya, or I don't know how you would you would say it in English, but in German, or with my German background, I would say Feuerleier, actually, and it's a curiosity because I've never seen an angel deck which is like this one, and the same it is with the Occult tarot. Let me show you. I'm just putting this back in the box, and this one is darker themed, because every card is showing a demon, or a negative, a bad creature or something like that, or a mythological creature. Well, here we do have Lucifer, and so on, or Beelzebub, and even these are pictures and information which are put together from a lot of old books or manuscripts and so on, and that's why it's a curiosity to me, because it's a Sammlung. It's a collection of old and ancient knowledge in one very special way, and that's why these decks are a curiosity to me. And I'm really glad that I have these both, and that I found them, and that I could connect to them in the way I have. I really, really like to use these decks, even if demons or angels are not my typical thing to work with. Okay, the next tarot deck, which is a curiosity to me, is the Sentenzia tarot. With this one, I really don't know if it's even. I think it's even only available in German. But let me show you why this tarot deck is so special. as you can see, here are not really pictures on the cards. It's a deck full of sayings, full of quotes made by famous persons, which are which are connected to the typical meaning of a tarot card. And that's why this deck is so special and a curiosity for me. Sometimes you do have keywords on the cards, but a whole sentence on a tarot card is pretty uncommon, I would say. And usually you would get the meaning, well, described in a guidebook, or you could see the meaning through the imagery, but here you just have a quote, and this is pretty special. It really helped me to learn the tarot system of the RWS system, and I really like that. I like to work with it in private readings or in readings for myself. I can't use it for collective readings because it's made by a publisher who doesn't give the license to use a deck freely, like Lo Scarabeo or Rockpool or Levelin, and a lot and the US game systems are much more cooler, better, nicer publishers in my eyes, because you just write an email, you just try to get in touch anyhow, and they give you the permission. You just have to write just have to write the publishing and the author. You just give credit in your videos. And I don't know how it's in other countries, but in German, copyright laws are pretty strict. And if you want to use something which is relevant for the copyright laws, then you have to get a license and stuff. So that's about that. The next deck I want to show you is the Magpie's Lenormand, and for me it's a curiosity deck because it's not a typical Lenormand. I really like this deck. It's without any person. It doesn't provide a female or a male card, and it doesn't have a child or something. But this is so nature-based, and I don't know. It's pretty nice to work with it, and if I do need a female or a male card, I just shuffle the cards, and the card I get is the male or the female, and I actually know by that in which energy this particular person is. So this deck is a curiosity for me because it provides me such a new level of using the Lenormand system. For me, actually, it was a key to be able to read grand table spreads, because before I got this deck, I got always confused by the grand table. And this, I don't know why. This is so special, and I can't wait until the next version of it will be released and sent to me. I backed it on Kickstarter. The creator of this deck is doing another version of this deck. This is the Magpies, and the second version is the old Lenormand, and it's in white and magenta, while this is black and white, well, with a little blue coloring in it. And yeah, I can't wait to pair these decks together and to work with them. And yeah, I really, really like this, and it's different. It's just different to other Lenormand decks. Well, you don't have the cross in here, you have the albatross. You don't have the cat normally in a Lenormand, but here the moth. The key is the only thing, like the garden and the letter, which is not a natural thing. Yeah, well, here you have the anchor, but with an octopus on it, and here's a park bench. But yeah, everything you could find in, and the book, but with crows on it. And yeah, it's just a pretty nice deck, and I really like to read with it and to use it in my daily practice. And my viewers on my German channel really do like this deck. I have the feeling, at least, because I see the click, the numbers of clicks. So yeah. Okay, so that's that, the Magpies Lenormand. Now I have to count. I think this was the seventh deck I have shown you. Okay, so let's move on with the Heart Tarot. Well, I think round-shaped tarot decks or oracle decks are pretty common, but this one is heart-shaped, and I saw it and thought, well, this is pretty, well, I don't know. In German you would say kitschig. I have to look up this word, actually. Well, but it's by the same creator. Well, at least the same. The illustrations are by the same artist, like the Circle of Life Tarot. But this one is older than the Circle of Life Tarot. And I thought, yeah, you like the artwork. It's nice. And it's love based. It's love themed. That's the word I was looking for. And it's pretty different. It's not really RWS related. There are differences between the RWS system and this deck. And but if you watch the artwork carefully, you almost don't need the guidebook for this deck. And yeah, I do like to use it for love readings. Of course, it's heart-shaped, yeah. But it's definitely not sugar-coated. Even if there are problems in a relationship, and I do a reading for a client to give some advice or get some advice out of the cards, then the messages are really on point. It's a pretty good deck, and because it's heart-shaped and it's out of print, that's why I wanted to have it in my listing for this hashtag. Okay, so I'm putting this aside, and I want to show you the next deck, which is also not normal shaped. This is an Infinity Tarot. And I think it's also out of print now. And I saw it and I thought, well, you have round-shaped decks, you have heart-shaped decks. This one you might know as well, maybe. It's a pretty common deck, even in English. And yeah, and I saw this and thought, well, this is so great. This looks so nice. This is so uncommon. You do have to purchase it. And I did. And I do like this deck, even it feels weird to shuffle these cards, but well, it's okay. And the imagery, well, it's not really my cup of tea in the artwork, because you see the backs of the cards, and these are stunning and beautiful and perfect. Perfect for the shape of the cards. But unfortunately, these details, yeah, which you can see on the back of the cards, aren't in the imageries on the front of the cards. It's like, okay, we want to do a fancy deck with a different shape, and how do we do that? Well, just give me some pictures and we will cut them. Just work on a matching back of the cards. I don't know. But and this is an unfortunate thing. Here you do have the star card, and you can see the star would have been there where the hole of the card is, which is pretty funny that the cards actually have holes to show the infinity symbol. But yeah, because of the holes, some, for me, interesting details of the artworks are just lost. And this was actually sometimes disappointing while connecting to this deck. And I have to say, I really don't like the guidebook. The guidebook is, well, it's okay, it's interesting, yeah. It's in different languages because, well, it's a low Scarabeo deck. And but as I tried to get behind the message of the card from the creator's point of view, and to see it from my point of view, there's sometimes such a big gap between that. I see the card. Let me show you an example. Well, Two of Cups. Yeah, this is, yeah, definitely a Two of Cups card. This is a star card. Yes, of course. This is the Hierophant. Okay. I don't know. Maybe sometimes. Well, okay. It's a god figure, but the figure is crackling some stones, like destroying the world. What the hell? Okay. So and so on. There are some pictures in this deck I couldn't relate to. At least if you try to build a bridge to the typical RWS archetype of tarot card. And, well, here, the Five of Cups, yeah, is such a difference. It's from the energy. If I'm looking at this image, it's, for me, more Four of Cups and not the Five of Cups. But, well, okay. This deck is just different. And if I'm using this deck, then I'm trying to forget the RWS system and just read this deck intuitively what I see in the pictures at the moment, and then this deck just works fine. But for me, it's because of the different thoughts from the creator's point of view, and the artwork and the description in the guidebook and my knowledge of the RWS system, I really couldn't recommend it as a beginner's deck. Well, and it's out of print. I don't think that a beginner would reach out for a deck like this, but okay. Here we do have the devil card. The devil or the death. And yeah, sometimes it's pretty tough to get the meanings. You just have the numbers on the cards. Here we do have the devil. Yeah, okay, so this is really the death card, and I don't know. Is the death really a pretty angry looking person? I don't know. I really couldn't connect to the death with this figure here in the minute of the image. And well, you can see old and young, and you have a circle shaped, I don't know, image. So yeah, in the description it says, well, the death comes to everyone. It doesn't matter how old. Everyone could be the next, yeah, in a kind of that. And I don't know. I really couldn't connect to it. So it's for me it's a negative energy, but the death itself is not a negative energy. It's just the way of life. The death is a part of life, and yeah. So here, and then the colorful blooming area on the ground. I really. Yeah, this is one card I really don't like or couldn't connect to this deck. But the other cards are pretty nice. I left this title card in here because I really like this image of the infinity symbol, and if I get this in a reading, then it's for me, well, there's something which is repeating itself constantly. I read it as infinity, depends on the topic or question, of course, and yeah, I just use it as an additional card. Here we do have the Four of Cups, and yeah, as you can see, here's a pretty shy and anxious boy on the top of the tree. If you know the RWS system, it just doesn't match this archetype, but well, yeah, here's just somebody having a fright. Okay, and the Hanged Man is also a card which I think, hey, okay, it could have been better. But yeah, all in all, it's a pretty interesting deck, and if you just read with your intuition and just let the pictures speak for themselves and forget about traditional tarot meanings, then you're good. Or then this deck is pretty interesting. And this is a card for justice. So do you see justice in this card? I do see Pippi Langstrumpf. It's a figure of an Astrid Lindgren novel. It's a little girl which is so unbelievable strong and completely out of fear and so brave, and yeah, is able to do the most difficult things and so on. And he is just a little girl fighting a big dragon. And for me, it's an inner child overcoming the shadow topics of yourself, or sometimes I see it as the strength card. You know what I mean. So yeah, sometimes this deck is pretty difficult, not only the shuffling process, but also the divination meanings are just, for me, only intuitively readable. Okay, so this was the Infinity Tarot, and now we come to the last deck I want to show you, and this is a curiosity for me because it's my own created deck. And it was not a plan for me last year to create a deck by myself, but I started my card reading business, and I made my business cards. One moment, please. So, excuse me. Yeah. Where was I? Last year I started my well, no, it wasn't last year. It was a year before that, but, well, it doesn't matter. Last year I created my business cards, and I wanted to have one message on each card. And as I was ready to print it, and when I got the first set of it, I was so happy to have it, and I was showing it on Facebook. And yeah, and then I thought, well, what if you're out and you met someone who asks you, hey, do you have a message for me? Then I tried out to give quick readings with it. And yeah, so I was showing it again on Facebook, and then the people came and asked me, hey, do you sell it? I think it's interesting. Do you sell it? And yeah, the first times I said, well, no, it's just my business cards. I just thought it's a funny idea to try it out. And well, then the fifth person came and asked me the same questions. Hey, do you sell it? And then I said, well, okay, give me some time. I'm figuring out how I could make this happen. And yeah, and then I was recreating the backs, just leaving the fronts of the cards, and then I was designing this little introduction sheet of the deck. And yeah, and then I did a printing run with this deck, and now it's out of print, but I'm just thinking about, hey, you could translate it into English, and you could maybe find somebody who wants to do some pictures, and then yeah, and then you could try to Kickstarter this deck. As you can see, there is a color system behind this. So if in a reading comes one color as a majority on the table, then this is another message. And yeah, you can use it just for one daily card as a message for the day. You can do simple spreads with it, and last week I even did a grand table spread with it. I think it's a mixture of tarot, kipper, and Lenormand. It's always a message from your soul to your conscious mind. And it has some questions to reflect yourself. So every card is usable on its own, but if you really try to read the cards and to dig deeper in one topic, you just have to use your intuition and imagination. So, hey, okay, what could these cards mean into in this combination? So, for example, we do have Justice and the Guardian Angel right here, and if you just get this card alone in a single spread, then, well, there's the text on the card, right? But if you get this two together, then for me, the message of Justice and Guardian Angel is that your guardian angel will stay by your side to make sure that justice will happen, that nothing will go wrong. Or here we do have grief and the guardian angel. So if these two combines, then your guardian angel will help you through your grief process, or some spirit of somebody who's already gone in your life will stay with you as your guardian angel. This is a message behind that. And if you get two card spreads, maybe like this, here we do have the White Heart and the Guardian Angel, and as you can see, they're both light pink. This is a color for development, for blooming, for for learning and growth. And so your guardian angel is on your side to help you to make the right decisions, to be on track, to follow your heart and to do any negative thing. So and that's why this is my my last example for curiosity decks, because this is a deck I made myself, and so any other deck couldn't replace it. Well, I do have the printing datas, so if I lost this, I could reprint it for me. But I've never saw a card deck which is doing just this, which is giving you a complex message you could use for yourself, even if you don't read cards normally or typically, and with which you could do spreads, small or big ones, it doesn't matter. It's pretty usable and flexible in the usability of the deck. And I think about if I should give it a rerun, if I should do some artwork to it, and that it's not just a text card deck, because, well, people like pictures, of course. They do like pictures, and they do like to work with pictures and not just with text. It's sometimes for some people just too abstract. So this is irreplaceable in my collection because it's a first printing. Well, not really yet. It's a first printing, and it's a first deck I made myself. So there isn't any other first deck I could create. At the moment, I'm creating a new deck. I'm trying to. So if you want to participate, I'd like to do a butterfly deck, but not like the butterfly deck that actually exists, where you just take some or collect some beautiful pictures, and then you just collect some keywords or messages, and then you just throw it all together. But I found some interesting butterflies, which I have photographed the other days, and then I looked up the single species and tried to find out, hey, what is special to each species I do have right here. And then I thought, well, this is, for example, the in German it's called Waldbrettspiel, and I just don't know the English term for it, but this is a butterfly who is sitting on a higher point, not on the ground, or typically not on the ground, not on low plants, but this butterfly is likes to be on a higher point and will overlook his area and watch if there is any rival in his particular area. And if there comes one, then he will start fighting it. So yeah, sometimes it's pretty interesting what butterflies are doing beside just looking nice and flying around from blossom to blossom. So this is my plan. And if you want to participate, please contact me. It would be very nice to have butterflies from all around the world. So I'm using this video to spread the news that I'm looking for. Some beautiful pictures. And I will, and everything the deck will give as an income, I will donate this money to help groups of people which do work to help the environment, to give space for the butterflies, to have an area to live in. So yeah, this was a not so elegant sentence, but I think you got the meaning of it. And I do have one additional honorable mention of curiosity, but it's not a deck. This is a Chinese temple oracle, and I got to know this as a digital app on a website, and I was for a long time I was using this digital app on this particular website where I found it, and then I saw it on a website actually as a divination tool, and yeah, this is why I wanted to show you. For me, it's a curiosity because, well, this is a Chinese temple oracle, and I don't know any card deck or oracle deck which is giving me messages like this. It's really, really interesting. And the guidebook which comes with this is giving you a catalog of questions, and you pick you pick out one question, and then you shuffle or you shake this, and the stick which falls out first gives you a number, and then you look up the page of the book where the number is described, and then you got your message out of this little stick. So this is a pretty funny tool, and this is and the gummy bear oracle are things I often take with me if I'm going to a party or meet friends or something, and then it's just a nice thing to do together. Besides deep card readings, sometimes you just need something which just gives you a little fun in your day. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give me a thumbs up. Let me know what you think of my top 10 curiosity decks in the comments, and yeah, I'm interested in your top 10 curiosity decks, so just Write me in your comments a link to your video, perhaps. I'd like to get in touch with you all. And so, have a nice day. Bye bye to the next card journey into your soul.